This is the UTV 40 Ford Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Each week during the 2020 season, we wondered if we'd have high school football. This week, we really wondered.
We did.
If we'd have high school football. But there's one game tonight, and it's a big one in 7A Region 1. The top two teams both undefeated here on Friday Night Rivals. Theodore and Murphy tonight. Big boy football here on UTV 44. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner, Dan Brennan. And each week, we say we're glad to be here. What we've gone through in the past 3.5 days, we're really glad to be here.
Yeah, what do you do in South Alabama after a hurricane in the middle of a pandemic? You line up and play football.
Of course.
That's what you do, and that's why we're probably going to have another massive audience watching this one. Just look, well, those who have the power to do it, just looking to feel normal for 2 or 3 hours tonight.
Yeah, the only game on the schedule in Mobile and Baldwin County tonight. And again, it's a big one, Region 1, 7A style, big boy football. As we said, Theodore comes in, Dan. They lost the first game of the year to Saraland. They've run off 3 victories in a row since then. And really, it's all been started on the offensive side with their QB.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good skilled players, but this guy really stirs the drink, and he kind of waited his turn, too. His name is Landon Hertreader. He's very efficient, kind of a gamer, and somebody who's a really fine high school quarterback. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year. He can scamper a little bit, but basically he distributes to the talent around him, and they've got enough to score a lot of points. And the offense has been pretty solid this year. So watch Hertreader. He runs the show.
Theodore has won the last 2 games in this rivalry after they dropped 8 in a row to one of their big rivals in Murphy. Murphy, a program that's been on the upswing since Coach Rico Jackson took over.
Agreed.
And boy, he likes hard, tough-nosed football players. And as Vic Lockett says, it has to start up front on that side of the ball.
And it does. With the guy that has got all the size, he's really a plugger in the middle. It's Byron Nettles. Now, a lot of teams looking at him, and you can see why. If he looks back, they're like, I wasn't looking at you. But he's big and talented and plays really hard right in the middle. He's got the size. I know he's got offers from UAB, South Alabama, I should say, also Memphis. So he's got his options. Tonight, what his option is, bust up some play at center for Theodore, rattle the center, maybe get him off kilter a little bit. He's the kind of player that can do just that.
How about some collisions between Kirsten Rogers and Jabrian Nettles tonight? That's going to be exciting to watch.
Actually, Theodore's got a couple of running backs. We'll talk about them both coming up.
Murphy off to a 4-0 start for the first time since 2013. And tonight we'll see if they can make it 5-0 or if the Bobcats from Theodore continue their run. They're hot. They've won 3 in a row as well. Top 2 teams in Region 1 7A tonight. Kick it off right after this. And good evening from Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile as we get ready to open up this one on Friday Night Rivals here tonight. Murphy and Theodore, as we said, both teams unbeaten in region play, 3-0 on both sides, 3-1 for Theodore overall, and Murphy unbeaten at 4-0. Miguel Frias will send it to Sean Brooks on the far side for the Panthers at the 30, up the sideline all the way across the 40 and to the 42-yard line. And we're going to see some talent on this Murphy offense. Rico Jackson, second year at Murphy, 10-5, and has really changed around culture and attitude and brought a ton to this team. He's got a great staff there with him, and really like the way that this program is trending in Mobile, Dan.
Just like the way that he handles himself and handles his business and handles business with us. And he's got a good quarterback. It all starts there with, again, a lot like Theodore. They've got a lot of talented guys. Get the ball to them and let them make some plays. But this Alex Howell, we saw him a year ago.
Yep.
He can really zip it. Also a dual threat guy and a lot of weapons. As you see Murphy come out, spread it out.
There's Wheeler in the backfield. Instead, they dump it out to the near side, and Johnson will get to about the 35. It's Khalil Johnson. Had a touchdown last week. And take a look at this Murphy offense. Smith, James, Boyd, Haston. He's a returning starter. Malachi Howard on the right side as well. Jones and Reynolds, but really want to watch Tanaka Scott on the outside. 6'4", had 3 touchdowns last week. Howell, the quarterback, and Ferris Wheeler over 500 yards out of the backfield rushing so far for this 4-0 Murphy Panther team. Far side, first touch of the night for Scott. Scott 6'4", 185-pound senior, 70 and 76-yard touchdown receptions last week. Rushed one as well. Defense for the Bobcats, Cunningham, Bolden, and Farr. And then you got Smith, Collier, Russ, and Jones. Russ, a big part of stopping Daphne last week on their two-point conversion overtime. Marion had an interception last week. Jameel Richardson back there. Thomas and Jordan Casher. For this Fairhope team, this Theodore team, they have just one sack so far at the season. And you see just the way Alex Howell gets the way this offense of Murphy runs. He's quickly gets the ball out quickly. Tough to get pressure on him.
Yeah, that's like a no-step drop. That's, or throw. That's really just out of his hand in a flash. Can't get to him on those.
And Murphy will take an early timeout. Just a minute 36 in this one. Again, this is the only game in Mobile and Baldwin County here tonight. Light rain falling here at Ladd to start this one. We've all had enough rain for the week, and didn't need enough just to spit on us here from my depth charts and things in the.
Just enough to make it interesting here at Ladd.
Hey, if you want to talk to us, hey guys at UTV44 is the email address. If hopefully you got internet cell connectivity. I know we got a lot of folks still dealing with power outages and trying to get everything back to normal after Hurricane Sally. And maybe we got some out-of-town utility workers, line workers that have maybe just sat down after a 14-hour shift in their hotel and turned on the TV. Thank you to all you that have come in from all over the country to try to help us get back to normal.
I was telling you, Jim, I remember the crew when they got power back on at my house after Katrina, and it was a group from like Kentucky Power or something, and I'll never forget it. Never forget those guys.
I left my house coming over here. There was a Tallahassee Power
in the hood, huh?
And my wife called me 10 minutes ago or texted me and said, how do I turn the generator off? So that's a good sign.
Excellent sign.
And there's the pressure that we talked about. Jones was the first one in there, as you saw Howell trying to cut it back to the inside, and boy, Jones just filled that gap beautifully. Jones, just a sophomore, he's made some big plays already for this Theodore team. Fell on a fumble earlier in the season and brings up 4th and a couple, and Murphy at the 43 with the big decision early said, we're going to go for it. Wheeler in the backfield. And the second timeout taken, and now they're going to send the punt team out as well. So you take the timeout and change your mind, and looks like they were anyway.
They got great field position on the kick return. Rico Jackson is saying, he wanted to make something out of that, get them in a self-position where they could get the first score of the game.
But he sends the big lineman back to the bench, and now they will bring out the punt team. Wasted using timeouts early in the first half. I know you watching him like, it's not nearly as critical as those in the second half.
Agree. And how about everything they've been doing? These teams,
hadn't been in school.
The rest of us haven't. They've not been in school. Probably skeleton practices. And Coach Collier told me something interesting. He said he loved the fact that 100% attendance at practice this entire week. When he had a practice, they were all there.
Wow. Yeah, got some help when the storm obviously moved a little bit to the east, as 8th year here at Theodore. Coach Eric Collier, 41-37, and off to another good start here, 3-0 in the region.
A lot of fun to visit with, right?
Yep. Traven McDaniel on to punt. Good kick back to the 28-yard line, and Ian Marion trying to push up to the 35. That's about where the Theodore offense will take over. Wells, Kyles, Cole Payne, Marquez Timms, and Caden Johnson. The offensive line's to the good size there. Raheem Quinney, like to ball to him, 10 receptions on the year. Malik Kennedy, their favorite go-to receiver. Harper, but in the backfield, it's Rogers. 6 foot, 230 pounds. Got banged up in the first game against Saraland and came back last week in the huge overtime win against Daphne. 21-20, Theodore got the win. Hertzreiter give to Rogers. Rogers 3 touchdowns on the year already, but again sat out after getting hurt in that first game. Scary situation up there in Saraland.
Glad he's okay. Glad to see him on the field.
Murphy's defense. Williams, Nettles that Dan talked about. Williams and Evans. Hunt, Kid Bryan, and Williams will kind of play that hybrid linebacker spot. Brooks, Hardy, Rashad McWhorter, and Javante Carter in the backfield. And give up the far side. Nylan Harper, just a junior, and they'll split him out a lot, but they'll bring him in to carry the ball occasionally as well. And
they've got young talent, Jim. Harper's a good player. So is Quinney at wideout. Kennedy is Kamoy Kennedy's brother, of course, the great linebacker from a year ago.
Inside give this time. Change it up a bit, and T.J. Richardson, he's over closing in on 400 yards early on the season.
I say, more than one running back, right? Watch, this is like the rodeo right here at the end of this play. Watch this. Bang, who wants it more?
190 pounds. He's been their go-to guy at his 65th carry on the year after Rogers was hurt. And they'll bring Chandler Randall back there to carry the ball as well. They got Jenkins who they'll bring in. I mean,
it's not like 24 is a big drop-off.
No, and as we said, closing in on 400 yards now. Now they'll throw it out of the backfield, and this one dropped.
But they had a block out there, so he had a chance to get that momentum going again. And we saw the play before what happens when he's going full steam ahead. You know, similar approaches, right? The quick out, it's a swing pass, get it into the hands of a guy that can make something happen, get a wide receiver, get you a block at somebody on the ground and see what happens. He just couldn't hold on to it.
Close to almost being a lateral on that play as well, as you looked at.
It's close.
Toss there, Rogers back in, and now they'll load up the left side, the top side of your screen, and pitch it. Rogers bobbles it, and he took a big hit as he stepped out of bounds. This Theodore team has fumbled the ball 5 times this year in their first 4 games. Rogers didn't need much there. Oh, excuse me, it'll be 3rd and 10. Now coming up as he just got back to the line of scrimmage after the incomplete. Hertzreiter now will take a timeout. Oh, no. Yeah, they got the timeout before there was a flag thrown. So our McConnell Collision Center, there was not a flag, just a timeout.
Talking to Louis Arata over at McConnell, they were wide open again today, had a little damage, but for the most part, they were good to go. So it's good to hear that a business is back on its feet so quick.
Can I do a little public service? Not like, because we want McConnell to get all the business, but like, folks, figure it out. If there's no stoplights there, it's a 4-way stop. Stop. Almost got T-boned yesterday morning by just people just not paying attention. Like,
or making their own rules up, too.
I just like, come on, it's not, just stop. There's no lights, just stop.
Phones rang at 106.5 this morning, FM Talk 106.5 with yours truly and Dalton Orwig, and then Sean Sullivan joined us later in the show, but it was a utility guy from another state who said, we're tired, we're working, we want to get your power back on. If you're exercising or walking in the morning, wear something reflective. The last thing we need is to not see you or... So anyway, I know we're all trying to get back to normal. Let these guys do what they've got to do so we can get back to normal.
Yeah, they want to move on and get finished, get back home to their families as much as we want to get the power on at our house. But again, if you're one of those great workers in from another state and maybe sitting down to a meal tonight and you're watching a little high school football, thank you from all of us here on the Gulf Coast for being here and helping us get our power back on. Huge tasks. 3rd and 10. Now they go with the direct snap to Raheem Quinney. And Queen, who got tripped up there. He was close, might have tripped over his own man as he was getting close to the sticks.
He had a flag on the play late in the play. Don't know if that'd be a block. We'll have to wait and see that. But they've got some talent. Some guys that get that football and can scare you to death on the other side.
Yeah, Quinney's the backup quarterback, but he's also their second leading receiver. We await the official announcement. It's bringing this one back. Dan might have spotted that block in the back. Let's see. It's going to be a hold.
Lots of times got a wide receiver out in space, just trying to do his job and not look bad on film.
So brings it back to the just outside the 35. So 3rd and 15, and they'll keep. Quinney, they spread him out this time. Hertreader throws across the middle and dropped. Wanted to come to Quinney. That went off his hands. And boy, at the end of that 3rd down play, you're thinking, all right, we're 4th and 2. We're going to go for it here from about the 31. And now the penalty backs you all the way up, and you're going to have to punt the ball. Murphy's got nobody back deep. Randall had some pressure, but got off a good kick and takes a great Bobcat bounce inside the 10, and they'll stop it right there at the 10. And Murphy didn't have anyone back on that one, brought all the pressure. Panthers come back out here, didn't get much working on the first drive as we're 5 minutes into this one, and a beautiful night for football. Boy, the break we all got at the weather after the hurricane comes through, and to be a little cool, and that's, come on, not scorching hot like it's been past hurricanes.
Yeah, usually post-hurricane, it's brutal. Whew. And the hurricanes themselves are brutal enough. We know that, but we did get a break with cooler weather and a little bit of rain tonight.
How gives it off of Wheeler. Wow, met on the outside edge as he tried to come around, and Dalen Smith, the junior linebacker, met him head up.
I'm telling you, not only does Theodore have some talent, they've got talent that's coming back next year. Watch this, a junior linebacker, that's how you tackle. Lord have mercy. Wow.
Smith, 6'1", 220-ish. He made the big stop there on Wheeler, who's...
If in the cafeteria and he wants your sandwich, just give it to him. Don't start a squabble with him.
We know how that will come out.
I think we just saw how that would come out.
So he loses one. Howell drops back into his end zone, looking to the right sideline. Now he wants to scramble, and he will, and he'll stay on his feet, makes a move, and now a late flag coming in.
You know, I remember this from a year ago with Howell. Is that coming back to you now?
Yep.
He's got a lot of quick little movements, really good speed, and looked like he was going to get sacked maybe even for his safety, but he's very confident in his own ability to escape when there's a problem. Talented guy.
And McConnell, collision flag on the play. So we're probably half the distance here.
Personal foul.
Personal foul or defensive holding? I was not looking at the monitor. I was okay. You saw that?
Give us that one.
I think there's two.
There's two flags, that's for sure.
But there's two infractions here. All right, so personal foul against Murphy. Our referee tonight not turning on his microphone for the stadium or for us. Let's see here.
Blindside.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, blindside. Saw that last night on Thursday Night Football. Looked a little chippy, but they're calling that now.
You know why I didn't see it?
No power. They really out to protect the players. One long ago, that would be applauded as a great block, and that's football.
Yep. Let's see the safety of, especially up around the head area, evolving. And now Howell throwing down the middle of the field. He's able to get it out to the 26 and a first down. Boy, he's threaded the needle there to find Wheeler out of the backfield. He's got the first down.
Yeah, you got the confidence in this kid's arm to call the play, and then he delivers.
Out of your own end zone.
From the end zone.
Watch it between 3 Bobcats.
Yeah, had to throw it over the linebackers, in front of the safety. That's big-time throw right there.
Yeah, put it right in front of Asher. Sophomore DB there for the Bobcats. 3rd and 14. They convert up to the 28. Howell, the senior, on the keeper, pitches it really late. And Wheeler, who had the big reception, picks up about 8. He could not have pitched it any later.
And I know that. Those are the days like Oklahoma back in the day in the 70s and 80s.
He'll actually get 9.
They would pitch it when they were already downfield. Remember those days? They'd be 8 yards downfield and then pitch.
So Howell looks up at the line here on 2nd and 1. Far side to Scott. Scott slips a tackle, and he's got a first down to the 44. Scott, again, big target out there at 6'4", 184.
A lot of offers, too.
Yep.
He'll be playing somewhere. Even 10 years ago, they had a lot of great players at wide receiver at Murphy. And Ron, a little bit like McGill a few years ago.
Yeah.
He just had a ton of guys that all ended up playing at the next level, including I'll think of the speedster that went to Florida.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Howell on the scramble. Whew, the late pitch again to the far side, but he's able to get it up there, and it's going to be good for another first down. Is Khalil Johnson. Boy, Howell's got some moxie in the pocket there, Dan.
Yes, he does. Senior quarterback. Like I've done this before, and he just has confidence in his feet and his own athleticism, right? So he doesn't really ever panic. And look at that. It's like, really?
20-yard pitch.
Yeah.
Khalil Johnson, as I said, had that touchdown last week as they rolled big over Mary G, 31-13.
Good players on the field tonight, y'all.
Wheeler comes to the wide side and get down to about the 31.
Well, somebody threw a great block, and I don't know if it was Joshua Reynolds. Really sealed off the corner, allowed that play to breathe and come to life. Another first down for Murphy.
Richardson finally chased him down.
Look, the Murphy no-nonsense uniforms, right?
Yep.
Love it.
Wheeler gives it off or takes the handoff, and penetration there, and Sheldon Russ was in there. He's their leading tackler coming in tonight. And great penetration, and as I said, he was one of the keys on that big stop when Daphne went for 2 in overtime to win the game last week. He got great penetration and helped bottle that play up and stopped it and gave the Bobcats the big overtime win over Daphne.
Such a huge win for them, and it looks so great on the resume, and just so thankful that we're able to be here tonight and watch some high school football.
Johnson in the backfield. The Howell steps up, throws this one, picked off. Threw that in the middle of the field and easily picked as Kasher, the sophomore, gets it out to the 25-yard line. His first interception of the season. And stepped right in front of the Murphy receiver and came up with the INT.
I don't think Howell ever saw the safety coming over.
I agree.
He doesn't throw this ball if he sees the safety, but no way he does. And nice pick by a familiar name to people who like football in the area, Kasher.
Yeah, Richardson had good coverage back there as well, and then that allowed Kasher to come over and come up with the INT. And This one looked like Murphy was moving it down the field. Theodore's defense comes up with a big stop.
See if they try to run it a little bit right here. I'll tell you why I think they might.
Richardson.
The offensive line is like Best Buy home appliances. I mean, look at them. They're big. You've got 290, 300, I should say, 270, 265, 280. And then Quinney's the Quinney's the tight end.
Yeah.
So, yeah. A little for a tight end.
Hurt Reader looks over to the side there and in no hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage. Richardson in the backfield steps up. They set up a screen and it's dropped. Trying to come to Harper, and they had it set up, sold it well. And just off the hands of Nyland Harper.
Maybe some penetration by Kid Bryant. Might have gotten the vision right there of Harper.
You heard Richardson pick up the block. You heard it.
Yes, you did.
Quickly back up to the line here on 3rd and 6.
You know, all things considered, Jim, with everything going on, and not a rainy night tonight, it's a 40,000 seat stadium. It's not a bad turnout.
Yep.
And of course, it's on TV.
Pressure coming. Rear rolls out, tucks it down, and he's going to take a big hit and get ridden down on the far side as he was trying to turn it up the field, but no chances. Tyler Thornton.
Lucky to get out of the first hit, right?
Yeah.
When he gets to the sidelines, no man's land.
Yeah. Great angle taken by Thornton there to make the stop.
Thornton finishes him off right there. These offenses are stalling a little bit, but you're also seeing some...
The defense is having a little something to do with that, right?
Exactly. They really do.
And now Thornton got caught out there, and he was not going to make it off. Would have been a too many men on the field penalty against Murphy, so they used their final timeout of the half in the first quarter. And we'll take a timeout with them. Scoreless, 1:15 to go. Friday Night Rivals tonight here at Ladd, Theodore and Murphy on UTV 44. Late in the first, Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kehos, and our entire Friday Night Rivals crew here is Theodore to punt. Chandler Randall. High punt. Khalil Johnson watches it bounce, and boy, Theodore, good job of flipping the field there back to the 18-yard line. Chandler with a big booming punt. Now Murphy will just start all the way back inside their own 20. A busy day of high school football tomorrow throughout our area. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But tonight, this is the only game in Mobile and Baldwin County. And we're happy to be bringing it to you. Howell. Nothing doing to Wheeler there as David Cunningham met him at the line of scrimmage, and no chance for Wheeler.
This is big boy football. That's why you introduced this, I think.
I did.
And big boys, big hits. Talented, skilled players. Somebody's going to make a play here sooner or later.
Tyler Thornton comes in as an extra tight end here from the defensive side now for the Panthers. They'll go that way. Wheeler trying to turn the corner. Slips one tackle, now gets past Cunningham. Was there a block in the back? Ooh. Wheeler up near midfield and no flag over there. You saw the receiver pulling his hands back like he didn't want to get called for it, but they bring in the extra tight end, Tyler Thornton, and they go his way and got a good block there to seal the edge, but Good job of fighting through that tackle from Thomas.
Yeah, great one-on-one move by Wheeler, who's had some big weeks here recently. He's got some pretty good stats.
Yeah, Brandon Jones finally pulled him down, and this may be our last play of the opening quarter. Give it to Johnson. Tries to stutter step, lost his footing, and down he goes with a Damon Jones there to make the stop. And that'll bring us to the end of the opening quarter. Both unbeaten in region play. Murphy unbeaten on the year. We're through one. It's scoreless on Friday Night Rivals from Ladd. Jim Cox and Dan Brennan, Jared Kihos down in the truck, and our entire UTV 44 crew. Glad you're with us here tonight on this one. 7A football, and this one kicked off on the far side. Looked like there was a hold that didn't get called as well, but Will James, another sophomore in the backfield, comes up with the INT. There was a handful of jersey. It looked like Reginald Jones got grabbed up the sideline, but that one was overthrown a bit. Let's watch here if we can see it, Dan. Foul trying to go. We may not see it, but it was well behind Jones, and Will James matches Jordan Asher as two sophomore DBs for Theodore have come up with picks here late in the first and early in the second.
If there was a violation, they decided to look the other way, and here we go. Theodore back with the football.
Hurt Reader. Give up side to Kirsten Rogers. He'll get 4.
Nice blocking by the fullback, Chandler Randall. He got to the next level, shoving people to the ground. This is when Theodore wants to go power, you know. We've watched him for years.
Yep, they
run the football.
Yep, that's what they like to do. And they'll give Rogers just 3. Play clock approaching 5. Hurt Reader have to hurry. He does get it off. And Murphy's front. Great job penetrating there, and nothing doing. 3rd and long coming up.
Hurt Reader's got a lot of moxie too. This is a guy that been around the program too for a few years. We just kind of waited his turn, and he's a senior. His turn is there. We've seen a few quarterbacks this year that look like this guy. Just nothing gets him flustered for a first-year starter, Jim. Very calm, and
yep,
moment's not too big.
3rd and 7.
Both these quarterbacks have been schooled by David Morris, who I talked to before the game.
It's about as good a QB intel as available as that one off the hands of Raheem Quinney, and a quick 3 and out for the Bobcats. So it's Murphy defense doing a good job to back up the offense on those 2 turnovers.
Agree.
And now a chance to get some good field position as Johnson will drop back to about the 45 to return the punt from Chandler, who's really good job on the punt side of things tonight for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that's a punter slash fullback right there.
Imagine what he looked like to the punt, pass, and kick competitions early.
Andy Reid.
Yes, with the end over end. Look at that. Stays in bounds and rolls all the way down to the 30.
He's been a very valuable player tonight. You know, both teams have had instances where they had good field position, but weren't really able to take advantage of it.
All right, so everything in Baldwin County postponed this week, and now Mary G and Baker playing tomorrow. How about the 11 o'clock early start? Blunt and Saraland. The atmosphere should be great at that one. And McGill goes up to Citronelle tomorrow as well. St. Paul's and Faith Academy. That is a big 5A game. LaFleur and Satsuma. BC Rain and Alberta got postponed because that was supposed to be at Alberta. Then Monday Night Football in T.R. Miller style against Bayside. Orange Beach, of course, all those games canceled on that side of the bay. pitch up to Wheeler, and he'll get a couple. It's gonna. Now you got to try to figure out how to get these games rescheduled. You got COVID rescheduling trying to work in there, and it's a scheduling mess.
You've got these cities that are devastated. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Alberta, Lillian.
I'm not sure next week's
Foley.
Gonna be. Yeah, I mean,
how do you put a team on the field in the middle of that mess? Awful.
No, especially down there, Baldwin EMC. Saying heading today, 95% of their customers without power.
Wow. Fairhope, Daphne, go on and on.
4,200 trees they're dealing with, 2,000 poles that are snapped. I mean, just tough. Fired in. That one nearly the third interception of the first half as they tried to go to Scott. It might have been a bit overthrown for the receiver in front. And just like that, quickly now Murphy in another 3rd and long. Let's watch here. I'm not sure if he was trying to come underneath or go up top.
Yeah. He did a good job of squaring the shoulders. He got it in the vicinity of somebody down there. And might have been Scott that messed up the vision of the intended receiver, and so Murphy's got the 3rd and long again.
Nope. Empty the backfield. 5 wide receivers. King Diamond checks in as well. And now it's the quarterback draw. Howell tries to dance to the outside. Dan talked about his elusiveness that we remember from last year, and he'll fall forward. He's going to be just short, but to pick up 8 on that one when it looked like it had no chance of anything.
Yeah, I think when he's got the ball in his hands, those chances go up. You think he's got no chance, but those quick feet, you find space, confident runner, confident athlete. I think we're still going to see him make some big throws before this game is out.
So he picked up 8, and from the 41, Murphy says, we're going to go for it.
This will be their last time out if they have to take it right here.
Oh, they've already burned all 3.
Oh, they have? Wow.
Yep. So the play clock down inside 5. They go to the I formation, drop the ball, and Murphy turns it over. And their 3rd turnover the first half, and Tyree Farr falls on the loose ball for the Bobcats. And, Dan, they didn't have a timeout. The play clock was running down. They were a little harried there. And then the snap just dropped it right out of the snap.
Yeah, it looked like he might have bumped into the pulling guard. It looked like it was just going to be a toss sweep. They had all the action going that way unless it was a counter, but it looks like that was the play. And, again, everything that could go against these kids has gone against them trying to practice football. We have bigger issues around the world and certainly around Mobile and Baldwin County and into Escambia County, Florida.
3rd first half turnover for the Panthers. And now they need to rely on their defense again as Hertrider wants to take a shot. Looking downfield, hangs it up for Quinney, and it's incomplete. Quinney battling back there against Javante Carter. And Carter just step for step with him, but Quinney had it hit off his hands and couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah. Hertrider puts a lot of air into that, but that's because of the pressure right in his face. But he actually makes it, you could say Quinney got hit a little bit early if you want to get ticky-tacky about it too, but that was a potential score for Theodore.
Terrence Butler was bearing down on Hertrider, and he knew he was going to get drilled and still laid it up there.
It was a great throw under the conditions and under the circumstances with the defender right in his chest.
There's a McConnell Collision Center flag on the play as get Murphy for jumping here. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. Boy, if Murphy's defense can come up with another stop here, you don't turn the ball over 3 times in the first half and have it be a scoreless game and
not pay for that.
Still be in the game. Get back off to Rogers, and not much there. No, actually, that was Richardson.
Middle of that Murphy defense, pretty stout, Jim. And again, Murphy always with the speed, so going side to side, not that easy either. And so far, Theodore's really not found the answer to unlocking things and putting a big drive together.
3rd and 5, you'd think 2-down territory probably here for the Bobcats. Unless they were to lose yardage on this one. Murphy stacks the line. The pitch. Rogers with a stiff arm pushes ahead, and he'll get a few, and then tripped up and got tied up with one of the Murphy coaches over there, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 2.5 maybe. Watch the stiff arm here.
Wow.
Fought off Isaac Williams.
Boy, he ran into that one of those
chair.
folding chairs, or
Yeah.
not folding, but just kind of a cafeteria chair. It looks like it'd take more than a chair to get Rogers out of the game.
2:30. So it's going to be 4th and 3.
So this going for it on the 4th down is going around, Jim.
Yeah. Rogers goes out on this one. He's not been in there each snap. They'll keep Richards in the backfield, and now the Bobcats will take their 2nd time out of the first half. It's a big play. 4th and 3. 4 minutes gone by in the second, a scoreless game. Coach Collier wants to make sure they're ready to go on this play. Seems points will be at a premium here this evening, and trying to take advantage of these 3 turnovers his defense has forced. Theodore off next week. You're thinking about some of those Baldwin County schools, boy, you'd really love if your off week fell next week, where you wouldn't have to try to deal with so much.
It's a remarkable situation, incredible storm, and the way it just insidiously just sat over Baldwin County. Just an awful set of circumstances the other morning.
Hey, back in 1979,
Okay.
Theodore played a combined 11 overtime periods in back-to-back weeks. They went 2 games, 11 total overtimes, back-to-back weeks. One of them is tied for the most overtimes ever in high school football in Alabama. So who did they play? Who did they play? That one, and the next week let's say 1 week they went 7 overtimes, the next week they went 4. That's unheard of.
Yeah, you know, just the fact that Alabama high school football had overtimes in the 70s. Ahead of the curve, maybe. I mean, I remember ties. Remember those?
Yes. 4th and 3. They fake it off to Rogers, roll out, dump it out of the backfield. Quinney's able to get it, makes a stutter step, and he's got the first down.
Yeah.
Inside the 25.
You love the design. You've got a quarterback that knows what he's doing, and they
Put Rogers in there.
Yeah. And then they bring Quinney in motion to the other side. A really good receiver.
Well, Quinney still has to get a few yards here.
Yeah.
Made that nice move.
But you put it in the hands of a guy that can make that move, and first down, Theodore.
Got past Brooks for the first down. Quinney, just a junior. Got 10 receptions coming into tonight. Rush for a touchdown in last week's win. Now they'll go direct snap to him. And he's bottled up. Brooks will ride him out of bounds.
We're a long way from these collisions.
You can hear him.
You can hear them. I can hear them in my headset, but from our mics, but I can also just hear them from across the field.
Yeah, our microphone is on this side of the field, and that collision was totally on the other side.
Right.
Gain of 1. Let's see, Williams walking up to the outside there. Kurt Reader looks, bounces it back to Harper. Look at the move there, and then Harper. 5 Panthers around him.
It really didn't look like a screen. He didn't have blocking in front of him. He just came back to the quarterback. You know, I think that play actually was designed for Quinney with a go. And Kurt Reader thought better about it and got what he could.
3rd and 3 here for the Bobcats. Rolling out again. Looks for Quinney, instead wants to go up top, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Malik Kennedy, his first touch tonight. And his 5th touchdown reception of the season. And Kennedy snuck behind everyone, was wide open in the end zone. And he's got the Bobcats on top by 6.
Yeah, it's funny because that misdirection works again. And Quinney was the receiver only about 5 yards from the quarterback. And he's wondering, come on, throw it. Why aren't you going to throw it? Yep. And Herb Reeder had better ideas with a wide open Kennedy in the end zone.
Miguel Frias, left-footed kicker, has it, and it is 7-0 Bobcats. Take advantage of another Murphy turnover, and this time they turn it into points. Kennedy with the touchdown catch. And Theodore on top, 7-0. Theodore forcing 3 turnovers thus far here in the first half, and they capitalize on that one with a big 4th down conversion, and then the touchdown pass, Hurt Reeder to Malik Kennedy.
Yeah, Hurt Reeder could have gone for the safer play to get the first down, but why? Because it wasn't like anybody was near Kennedy in the end zone.
But Quinney, his receiver, he was saying, well, I'd have caught it and taken it in too.
Maybe he would have.
Just took out any guesswork by...
Yeah, exactly. Hurt Reeder took the sure thing.
Malik Kennedy, leading receiver on the year. That was his first time they'd called his number tonight. And they dial up a good one. Frias, that one is bobbled at the 20, and Deshaun Brooks brought down here. We talked about why this was such a big game here tonight. It's the 2 top teams in 7A Region 1 action, both unbeaten. See Murphy 4-0 on the year. Theodore 3-0, their only loss to Saraland. And then Daphne, of course, had that loss last week to Theodore. Baker 2-1 in the region, 2-2 overall. Fairhope's only played the 2 region games. Bryant 1-2. Mary G, Davidson, and Foley all looking for their first region win of the year. So this one goes a long way for seeding in this region. Tanaka Scott. I'll pick up a few there. Bolden was given chase as we approach 6 minutes to go here in the second.
You can see the talent on the field. Finally, Theodore's able to break through. But these teams have got good players on both sides of the ball.
5 receivers for Howell to choose from. Back to the near side. Not much doing there as Alventa Robinson met as soon as he caught that one. And James, who has the interception tonight, came up with a big stop there.
Yeah, that's when it looks like they know the play that's coming.
Tried to set up the blocking in front, and as Robinson came back behind to take that pass, but this Theodore defense has been impressive here tonight, Dan Brennan.
I agree 100%.
And they've had to do it in space. It's not like you can put big pressure up front on Howell by how quickly he gets rid of the ball when they spread the field so much. Now Howell, with time, rolls out to the right, rolling toward his own lines. Now he's going to keep it and stays in bounds, and he's going to have the first down up to the 36. Good coverage downfield by the Bobcats, and 3 turnovers already. Howell not trying to force the issue here. His line did a good job to give him some time, but just nothing open downfield. But good enough for a first down.
Just enough rain on this turf again. You don't want to see somebody get hurt. It's not been a downpour by any stretch, but you could see Howell land kind of funny there, trying to get out of bounds and get the first down at the same time.
Yeah, still some of the fields they're going to play on tomorrow are still going to be very wet. Obviously the turf drains very well here at Ladd-Peebles, but some of those games tomorrow, you're going to have playing conditions that are slippery and wet. Wet turf after Hurricane Sally coming through. No gain there for the Panthers.
Smith's a good player, huh?
Mm-hmm.
6'1", 220, number 9 for Theodore. Got a couple of bookends at linebacker. Jones, 23, goes 210 pounds. Good-looking team.
Both these teams play a lot of teams, and they win the battle of looks getting off the bus. They both look
sure do.
Both look good when they come out onto the field. Johnson bottled up again. Bring up 3rd and long. Just not much room up there.
I'll give that defensive line credit, too. They've got some big guys. They go 260, 280, and 230 across the defensive line. Cunningham, Bolden, and Farr. And they are battling. Letting those linebackers run free and clean it up.
Bring Damian Mooney in there to play on that right defensive end side as well. And now looking down the field, wants to air it out. Hold on. Jones had him. Reginald Jones, a speedster down the outside. Had the matchup they wanted, had time as well.
Yeah, I said Alex Howell's going to make a big throw somewhere tonight. Well, there it was. Looks like that was going to be it, and just off the fingertips. By the way, the speedster that went to Florida was Patton.
Solomon Patton.
That's it. When I saw a Murphy receiver run by everybody, it finally came to me. Because that's what Solomon did a lot of.
He ran by some guys on Saturdays, too.
He did. He ended up with the 49ers, too, I believe.
So Trayvon McDaniel now out to punt. Quinney and Marion. Pressure coming. Ooh, not a great kick. Calling for a fair catch, and they just get away from it. 39-yard line is where it'll bounce out of bounds. Just a 24-yard punt. And good field position again for the Bobcats. And now 3:18 to go. And Theodore will get the ball to start the second half as well. So it's that the coaches dream of, the 2-for-1 here late in the first half and to start the second half. And Rico Jackson's team offensively not able to get much going against this Theodore defense.
That's why that big throw, that big play a moment ago was so big.
Hurt Reader, after the touchdown pass in the last possession, dropped through the hands of Harper, and now a flag comes in.
Wow.
That's a tough flag because sometimes the DB doesn't know if the receiver's held onto the ball or not.
Yeah, well, just watch and judge for yourself. Defensive back is playing football.
Yeah,
he didn't know, or did he?
Sometimes you're focused on the player and don't notice that you're so focused on trying to make the tackle.
But it looked like a sure catch.
Yeah.
So if you to assume that the guy comes down with the ball.
So Carter gets whistled for the 15-yard. That's a tough one on Carter as Harper couldn't hold on to it. Rico Jackson, I think, kind of pleading the same case we were saying up here.
That's a tough call.
Puts it into Panther territory up to the 46. Quinney in motion. So they come to Rogers. Rogers, 2:30 finally. Nettles able to wrap him up. We talked about that in the pregame show, seeing the battles between Jabiron Nettles
and Rogers.
Kirsten Rogers.
You know, Nettles came, he traveled down the line a little bit to get to him, too. That was not right over center. So Nettles showing some hustle.
They had to fight through.
Yep.
Some blocking to get there.
He did. And then when you get there,
you don't see
Rogers.
You don't see the nose all the way out at the boundary that often making the tackle.
No, that's why he's a college prospect.
Loss of 2. Reader looking middle. That one tipped. Nearly intercepted as Rashawn Kid Bryant couldn't hold on. And boy, Hurt Reader was really trying to thread the needle on that one.
You know, that was his best fastball of the night, but it had to be because, look, there's a lot of Murphy Panthers there.
Ooh, 4 of them. And Rashawn Kid Bryant just couldn't pull it down. He's used to having the ball in his hand. He'll go on the offensive side, and he ran for a touchdown last week as well, so it's not a...
I mean, look at what a great athlete he is.
5'11", 210. Anchors the middle of that Murphy defense, only allowing 10 points a game coming into tonight. Hurt Reader on the screen, able to get it to Richardson. Gets to the 40, maybe the 39. Okay, so he is at the 39. Bring up 4th and 3 with 2:13 to go. Got a big leg punter. Do you try to pin him back?
You try to get 6 points here, I think. Try to get this first down and keep it going. Your defense has done a great job against Murphy to this point, so you can tack on more before the half.
Theodore with 1 timeout remaining. They'll bring in Kirsten Rogers in the backfield on 4th and 3. They converted a 4th and 3 on the last drive from just about the same spot on the field, looking for the same play.
Every time.
Rolling out instead, wants to go deep, fires it to the far side, complete, and he's got it. Malik Kennedy, who had the touchdown catch on the last drive, now hooks up with Hurt Reader for the big completion on 4th and 3.
He had receivers at all 3 levels, including Nylan Harper, the wide receiver that came in motion just to get the first down if we were to throw it to him. And Hurt Reader with enough confidence in that arm. Here we go.
Get the matchup. Got Kennedy going against the linebacker.
Yep.
Kid Bryant, and all the way down to the 10. Murphy's defense needs to make a stop here. They haven't played poorly in the first half at all. It just seems like they've been out there a lot.
Yep, they have. And then Hurt Reader's made a couple of big plays on 3rd and 4th down.
Fake it to Rogers. Throw. Dropped. We've seen some drops out there tonight. And Quinney with another one. If he holds on to that one, he's got the touchdown.
Yeah, the ball was right there. Wasn't a problem with the pass. And again,
had a step.
These receivers are getting open, and Hurt Reader's putting it right there, and it seems to be about 50-50 whether they catch him or not. They've caught enough to have the lead, but you're right. He catches that one. That lead is expanded to 13.
So we're down to a minute and a half to go here in this game, opening up week 5 of the high school football season. And Mobile and Baldwin County, of course, Baldwin County canceling all the games, and now they give it to Quinney. Coming from the far side, and he's down to the 4. And Murphy used all 3 of their timeouts in the first quarter, so they cannot stop the clock here. And if you're Theodore, you would like to get 6 here and leave as little time as possible on the clock. Here at 3rd and goal.
Do you dare go bootleg right again? It's been a charmer.
They don't have Rogers in this package. No, now they do have him there. They bring in Chandler as the fullback.
They're going Wildcat.
Yep, they'll go straight snap and ahead. When he's coming downhill, Kirsten Rogers at you.
Also,
offensive line goes down low.
Great job. Cole Rain, the trap block, and just collapsed. Might have been Nettles, but big block right up front. Got the job. They double-teamed Nettles, and he had no resistance.
He doesn't need a lot of help to get 3 yards up the middle.
I would agree, but when Nettles is there, you need some help, but they were able to eliminate him.
Low snap, but Freya is able to get it up, and he's got it, and it's 14-0. Rogers up the middle, and the Bobcats on top 14-0 on Friday Night Rivals. Coach Eric Collier trying to make it 3-0 over Murphy. And his team on top 14-0. His defense has forced 3 turnovers, and defense played well, but Hurt Reader's done some nice things to move him down the field. A couple of 4th down conversions.
100% agree. Just looks like he's in charge, and He's got a calm demeanor about him in a big game.
A couple big catches by Malik Kennedy, and then you got Kirsten Rogers in there. He got the touchdown on the Wildcat. Frias Brooks will take it at the 11. Brooks, big hit up top and then wrapped up at the 21. And now Murphy will take over. 35 seconds left with no timeouts. I want to thank Mullinex Ford driving this broadcast each and every Friday night here on UTV 44's Friday Night Rivals. Thanks to Mullinex and all of our great partners for bringing these games every week, even just 96 hours after a hurricane or however long it's been.
Pretty amazing.
And think about, so all of our crew that works at UTV 44 and NBC 15, they've been on full alert. They've been working round-the-clock coverage for the hurricane, and they're out here on this Friday night, out here early Friday morning, setting up so we can bring you this one from Ladd.
Yeah, if you think it's a strange 2020 for us, they're expecting hurricane warnings in Nova Scotia later this week.
That was one of the few reasons you moved to Nova Scotia. So
live a hurricane-free life.
Yep.
Not in 2020.
Great job. Smith comes over and makes another stop. Captain Kyle Smith down in Orange Beach watching this one.
Well, everybody also, down there just are.
Kevin McCarron also, they're actually on a boat. They're on the boat skin deep watching the game because they don't have power at their house, but they're holed up on the boat watching a little Friday Night Rivals with us tonight.
That's pretty cool.
And that will bring the first quarter to a close. Impressive first half by the Bobcats. Did I say the end of the first quarter? Did I say that?
You might have.
Might have.
Hey,
it's halftime.
I would give Murphy, I give them a chance to get back in this game real quick. We'll see.
Theodore will get it to start the second half as we wait for Coach Collier, who's been gracious enough to wait for us over on the far side of the field. His team with the 14-0 lead, and boy, Coach, you forced 3 turnovers there in the first half. Hold Murphy off the board. I know you might have had a missed opportunity or two, but you got to be pretty pleased the way things have gone in the first 2 quarters.
Well, you know, they got after the first 2 series out, playing press man, filling the box up. But the bottom line is this: our couple secondary kids made big plays, and it's a good ball game. I tell you, they're getting after our butts, but we finally found something. Last 2 series out on offense, so we feel good about it. We come back out and do what we do. The big thing is this: we want to come out and play our brand of football, which is run it right at you and then throw the play actions.
Yeah, the play actions worked, man. Hurt Reader on the bootleg. He's got several receivers to choose from, and finally he finds Kennedy just sitting by himself in the end zone. Hurt Reader's made some big plays on 3rd and 4th down.
He has, and the thing is all right, are they going to continue to let that happen, or are they going to get back out of the box?
Sure.
And if they do that, we'll run the football. But again, you know, our kids are playing well. Big thing is this: is we don't need negative plays and we don't need turnovers. We'll do that. We're going to be fine.
All right, you're going to keep doing what you do. We know that. You're going to keep.
That's all we know to do: is line and play good defense and run the football. So.
All right, it's been successful a long time. Go get with their team and keep it going there, Coach. You're up 14-0 at the half. Eric Collier, head coach of the Bobcats, and thank you for his time as his team on top. It's halftime here at Ladd. Theodore shining bright in downtown Mobile tonight here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox and Dan Brent with that bright light right in the middle of the screen, right there. That bright light, that's us here at Ladd. 14-0 Theodore on top of Murphy, leading the 7A Region 1 matchup here tonight, forcing 3 turnovers, then 2 late scores to take the lead. Last week we had one of the most exciting games I think we've ever had here on Friday Night Rivals in UTV 44.
It ranks up there in the top 5 or 2 or something. It was great.
St. Paul's coming away with a 34-30 victory over UMS. Javante Graves Billups, he was one of the stars, and Terry Curtis talked so much about him the week leading up to it. And you know, UMS did a good job to bottle him up in front, but early in the game, but then made some plays. He's just such a talented guy. You know, he's going to break something at some point.
A lot of great cutbacks right there. Able to penetrate that UMS right defense, which he was not able to do in the first half. just had big runs, big plays, and St. Paul's looked like they got too far behind, but because of the play of that guy and a very resilient team around him, they come back and win the game in just very exciting fashion. Look at him go again. Might have been the same play, but it looks even better from that angle.
Just Steve Mass just raves about that young man, both on and off the field, and he was our player of the game. We'll give you 3 to choose from tonight. Herc Reynolds, one of leading equipment rental suppliers in North America with over 275 locations, and they serve, whether it's commercial, residential, boy, they're really in demand right now, industrial, manufacturing, government infrastructure, small hand tools, construction equipment, generators. They give us a generator every week when we need it for the game, and of course everybody looking for generators this week. So if you're a weekend warrior or specialized equipment rentals or needs, Herc Reynolds, matter of fact, coming down the interstate yesterday morning from Pascagoula and past one of their trucks heading to our area to help load up some equipment. So thanks to Herc Reynolds, we'll give you 3 players tonight for our player of the game. It's halftime here at Ladd. The Bobcats on top of the Panthers in a cat fight. It's 14-0. See our halftime score here on Friday Night Rivals. Theodore playing great defense, a couple of big plays and a couple of fourth down conversions there to lead by a score of 14-0. We talk about these great athletes on the field throughout each of these Friday nights here, but we also like to recognize our Scholastic Athletes of the Week, brought to you by our friend Andy Citron Injury Attorneys. We're going to give $5,000 to one of our great Scholastic athletes this year at the end of the season. Camille Ballard is our Scholastic athlete from Theodore, 4.7 GPA, volleyball, soccer, swimming. AP Scholar dual enrollment courses already starting. She's an Azalea Trail Maid, National Honor Society, youth group at Cypress Shores Baptist Church, and plans to major in Dan's old major, pre-med.
I mean, look at that resume. What that young lady does in her life, all the extracurricular, all the things to, you know.
Has time for it all.
And then has a 4.7.
And Murphy Panthers, Jalen Williams, senior, plays in the defensive line, a perfect 4.0 on his GPA.
Man.
26 ACT, plays football here for the Panthers, and he's a senior. Battles up front for this Panther team and has helped lead them to a 4-0 start, and great job in the classroom as well. Andy Citron Injury Attorneys bring you our Scholastic athletes every week. And again, at the end of the year, Andy Citron and his folks can award a $5,000 scholarship to one of our Scholastic athletes. We'll come back and get you ready for the third quarter here on Friday Night Rivals. Theodore and Murphy from Ladd. Halftime just about complete here at Ladd. Theodore on top by a score of 14-0, scoreless after one. Theodore gets 2 touchdowns there in the first quarter. Defense plays great. They're going to get the ball here to start the second half, Dan. And Murphy's defense, you just got to get a stop and try to get a little momentum going on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, you can't turn it over like they have. I mean, they've given the ball to Theodore a bunch of times. For a while, the good field position didn't mean anything, but eventually it did, as the quarterback with the little bootleg action was able to find first downs and then eventually a touchdown.
And you heard Coach Collier say, we're going to do what we do. We want to run the ball, and if they're going to get outside the box, and we're going to do the bootleg. If not, we're going to go back to run the ball. That's what Theodore's done for forever. That's what they want to do.
A lot of success with it, too, because they know exactly how to do it. That big offensive line moves people and trap blocks when they have to, and you saw a good example of that with the second touchdown.
Yep, just about ready to kick things off here as the Bobcats won the kick and now deferred to the second half and got that late touchdown. I think Coach Rico Jackson's got to feel, after turning the ball over 3 times in the first half, to just be down 14. But, if Theodore's able to do what they want to do as well, they're going to shorten the game, control the tempo of the game. And
even more now, you're going to see them try to commit to the run.
Richardson back. Deep is Edie Bingy, ready to kick off tonight here in the second half. For the Panthers, and the big leg will chase Richardson back inside the 10, and 25 out to the 27-yard line. Theodore come back out again. Theodore opened the season with a kind of ran into a buzzsaw that we saw right after they lost to Saraland to open up the season. Then they've run off 3 straight weeks and weeks of victories, and here they are and looking to make it 4 in a row here tonight, and they've looked good thus far.
You know, south of I-10, so you know that as far as Mobile County goes, these kids probably, many of them, pretty affected by that storm. And you wouldn't know it tonight.
Reader on the give up the middle, and Rogers bangs ahead for a handful, and they'd love to just do a lot of that here for the next 2 quarters.
Wind kicking up a little bit right now. We might have a little rain too. See some of those umbrellas popping up. It's not a heavy rain, but just enough to get these spectators wet as they sit in the open air at Ladd-Peebles Stadium.
NBC 15 weather crew doing a great job all throughout Hurricane Sally. Great round-the-clock coverage, keeping everybody updated. And as it went on and on and on, so did the coverage from Chief Meteorologist Alan Seals and the entire crew. Leading him there is Rogers with the first down. Out across the 40.
Run between the tackles. That means we've got to do something with Nettles, and anytime they handle him, that's a big plus. It's a Byron Nettles, the big nose guard, over 308 pounds for Murphy. Usually if you see a successful run, Jim, right there, they've doubled him.
I mean, look at, they got everybody up, stacking the box, and they'll give it off to Richardson this time, and if he can get to the corner, he does, and he's across the 40, and he's all the way to the 32-yard line. Load everybody up there, and you get it to the edge, you got a chance for a big gain.
Yeah, they just popped it out there, and then there's nobody back on the second level. They've got to chase him down. He runs with a good bit of anger. Watch him. Look at the blocking up front, too. He's 4 yards down before he gets touched. Stiff arm gets him an extra 12 yards, maybe?
Yeah, Carter had to ride him all the way to the far side, and a smile from Coach Collier there at the 32-yard line, and the Bobcats are quickly in business here with Rogers back in the backfield. And this is Theodore football.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Panthers trying to strip that ball away from Rogers.
They've got the 14-0 halftime lead. They get the ball to start the half. They love to run it. They're well-versed in how to block it. And it's like, this is right up our alley. And that's what they're thinking.
And it's a demoralizing type of offense that just wears a defense down. And then boom, boom, boom. And pretty soon you take a shot to Kennedy on the outside and come up with a big play.
You have a feeling the bootleg would work again right now after these successful runs, don't you?
Fake near side. Quinney able to hold that one, and he's going to have the first down. His little play action there, and Quinney was matched up with Adrian Hardy.
One-on-one. Murphy's trying to defend against the run. And good ball. Play action. That ball almost came loose, but Quinney does make the play.
Sets up another first down. And already 3 minutes gone off the clock to open things up here in the third. Rolls out. Reader looking. Corner. Touchdown. Oh, dropped. Kennedy couldn't hold on to it. Who had him? Malik Kennedy, who had the touchdown in the first half, and a big fourth down completion as well. And Hurt Reader sold it, rolled out, and Kennedy couldn't hold on.
What would Hurt Reader's week look like if they caught everything that was catchable?
There's been some drops.
Yeah, probably 4 or 5. And this one, again, that's the second touchdown I think we've seen that has landed on the ground. Kennedy, of course, caught one, too.
But, you know, Hurt Reader's one of those quarterbacks that, like, his demeanor doesn't seem to change at all. Big play, drop, interception, same.
First quarter, third quarter.
Pulse doesn't change. Inside. Rogers pushes ahead to about the 14.
Rogers is no joke, huh? Is it backup running back? Man.
Richardson,
I should say, and good size at 190. You got that big line now, really beginning to lean on Murphy. This is what Theodore loves to do.
3rd and 8 as Rogers comes back in.
You get off the block of a 280-pound guy, and then you're face-to-face with Rogers.
At 2:30. Play action. Hurt Reader again, and that one is interception. This time Carter comes up with a pick. Oh, you hate to see the red zone interception if you're the Bobcats, but now Murphy with a chance. Oh, boy, did they need that, Dan Brennan.
I wouldn't say it was a game saver, but, boy, you get up 21-0.
Yep.
That'd be a lot to try and crawl out of if you're Murphy. So this is a big play and misdiagnosis. Really just a great job by the athlete cutting in front and making the play.
Yeah,
Gotta
Carter
give him credit.
jumps in front of Harper there. And
kind of a rangy safety, Jim, 6'1", high school safety. Good size.
Comes up with the interception and keeps the Bobcats out of the end zone.
Big play.
And maybe some momentum for Murphy as well. They just haven't had a lot go their way with the 3 turnovers, and now 2 against the Bobcats. But David Cunningham quickly, Tyree Farr in there actually to make the stop on that one. And Murphy goes backwards on 1st down again.
There's no weakness here along this Theodore defense that I'm seeing. Front 3 is really good, and linebackers are excellent. Good players on the back end.
They lose 3 on 1st down. Fake. Howell gets away from Farr, still looking downfield. Now fires, and it's incomplete off the hands of Robinson. And 3rd and 13. So, Murphy just trying to get in front of the sticks here and not having much luck. Theodore only brings 3.
This is the arm talent of Alex Howell. It's not completed, but he's rolling to his left, almost backwards, and still turns the shoulders and nearly made that play. So, nothing's going by script for Murphy right now.
No.
The first read's not there, and this Theodore defense is playing very well.
3rd and 13, backed up deep. We saw Howell make a big throw for a gain of 13 back here in the first half. Goes over the middle, and he's able to get that one complete near the sticks. But depending on the mark, Reginald Jones is going to be a little bit short of the 1st down. Jones did a good job to handle that. He took a big lick, but well short of the 1st down.
Been a physical game, right?
Oh, 7A football. You'd expect nothing less.
Yep, athletes going full throttle. And if not for a nice hit on the back end again, that could have been a 1st down for Murphy.
Rain definitely falling harder now here at Ladd-Peebles. It's Trevin McDaniel out here to punt. McDaniel. Low line drive, end over end, back all the way. Going to chase this one back is Quinney, the 25. Quinney up the sidelines. Got a big hit from Butler, spun back, and he gets stopped around the 30 or the 29 as we're already halfway through the 3rd quarter. And we'll see if the official will play nice with the TV crew here and let us get a timeout here with 5:46.
The trend is not our friend.
To go here in the 3rd. And you might be able to hear our redhead say, you need to help us and give a signal so the teams know we're going to take a TV timeout. And this is rarely do you see like the quote-unquote red hat getting into it with the official trying to help us out. And it's not a new thing here. We've been doing this for forever, and now
I don't know what the problem is.
yeah. So now we have a red hat lobbying out there. So I don't think we're going to get the timeout, but the red hat might get a. Can you flag a red hat? Can you throw 15 yards on our red hat?
He was flagging official.
He was. Yeah, I would. Daniel, our red hat was trying. He was trying to give us a TV timeout.
Just give the signal like all the referees do every week, and that way everybody knows what's going on.
Instead, the official talks about it for so long, and we ended up taking longer than if we'd have had the TV timeout. So Theodore back with it. We have never seen that happen, Dan Brennan. And
that was pretty interesting. I got to give Red Hat some credit. He went jaw to jaw.
He's got our back. He said, "Hey, we just need to let us know that we're able to take our TV timeout. So we'll keep it here."
I got to give him high praise for diplomacy.
He didn't take his hat off and throw it or stomp on it, anything like that. We've
Sparky
seen,
Anderson stuff.
It would have been warranted.
That's my point.
Harper trying to bounce to the outside, and he will. Nyland Harper up the sidelines, and he's going to have the gain to the 49 into Murphy territory.
A lot of terrific athletes on this field. That kid, again, just a junior for Theodore.
A little
Players that
here.
can go. Yeah, watch this. This is not tailor-made. Then he gets a block, too. Ooh, boy, that was Richardson on the edge. That's what really sprang him. Theodore running the football. Everybody blocking. That's what you get.
Down to 5 minutes to go here. Theodore trying to remain perfect in region play. Boy, and if you he'll lose a yard here, but you're Theodore. You come out of this one and you've already knocked off Murphy and Daphne. Ooh, you got to be feeling good.
I would agree with that. Uh-oh, let's see.
Lost a yard on first down.
Yeah, Rogers looked like he hobbling a little bit after getting up from the pile.
Yeah, they're moving some of the offensive linemen over to the defense. That's now Christian Boyd, 295. They're just trying to do something to get things stopped up front.
Yep.
Rogers. Now the lone setback. They'll give it to him, and off the left side, he drops the shoulder.
He's better.
Isaac Williams, you take that hit, and you're a linebacker. You're used to delivering those type of hits, but when you got like a linebacker coming at you carrying the football.
Yeah, you're standing still. He's got the momentum. He knows how to deliver. This Theodore team is dangerous when they can run it like this because they do have weapons on the outside of the quarterback. It's got a little moxie and ability.
Everybody in blue and yellow up within about 4 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now they'll drop Cutter back a bit. Third and short on the keeper. Hurt Reader, we haven't seen this yet, and he'll step out of bounds, and looks like he's going to have the first down. And again, those chairs, dangerous on the Murphy sideline.
Yeah. Ooh. Actually, there's a mix-up which way Herd Reader was going to fake the ball. Yeah, those chairs are.
Gets right to.
Almost landed on the bench from the chairs. He's okay, though. And it is a first down.
Yep. Got exactly to the mark he needed to be.
And you talked about Theodore bleeding that clock. Here they go.
Ooh. Just lost power at the clock at the south end here at Ladd Stadium. I think that's what the officials are going to. Yep, they just pointed out. Now they also realize there's two. There's one at both ends of the stadium. So.
Yeah, the other one's still operating, full throttle.
Let's get Herc Reynolds, get one of their generators there for that clock down at the south end, and we'll get that thing back up and going in no time. Now the backfield's Braden Jenkins, another sophomore, his first carry. 6 foot, 170 pound. 10th grader. He picks up almost 6 on first down. You're right, they rotate him in. Young, juniors, sophomores, seniors.
I don't think this the wrong way, but it's like a clown car of running backs. They just keep tumbling out, and each one with his own set of skills. They're good.
If Rodgers is in the car, though, it does limit the amount of running backs you can get in there.
There's that.
You go on the right side and lunges ahead to the 30. Now bring up third and about a yard here for the Bobcats.
It's textbook Theodore Bobcat football right now. And Coach Collier getting exactly what he wants. Now Murphy, they've got a guy down.
It might be Boyce.
I think it is. The young guy that came over from the offensive side. No, it is Boyce. You're right.
Yep. Training staff out too. Take a look. Hopefully he's. Now we hope it's just a cramp in this situation.
Really do. .56. Watch what happens. Ooh, that's. Yeah. Might be more scared than anything. Went down kind of funny. He was engaged with two different blockers.
Kind of fell awkwardly, but that's a good. It's a very good sign.
Yeah, kind of a scare. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Big guys aren't used to bending that way.
No.
But that's a good sign for him to make it over there. As you mentioned, now down to 2.5 left in the third. Yeah.
Coach Collier's not smiling on the outside. He's smiling on the inside because this is exactly not only what we thought he would try to do, but they're able to execute it, keep that ball away from Murphy.
If this could be every game that Theodore played in, happy as could be 3rd and 2. They're going to throw it. Looking to go up top again, and Quinney's got it. 1st and goal, Bobcats.
Great adjustment to the ball. Quinney looked like, well, he had the inside position, and then he really played it like a basketball player. He wasn't worried about being the first guy downfield. He was worried about catching the football, and all of his athletic movement to that point is simply to catch the ball, not win the race.
3rd and 2, and they take the shot.
Yep.
And now it's 1st and goal for the Bobcats.
They know they're going to have one-on-one down there because of everybody at the line of scrimmage, and they trust that quarterback to make the throw. And now they're in Wildcat. Now they go power.
Rodgers and Murphy came charging across, and we'll see if they were drawn off. Yes. So now 1st and goal from the 8. Sometimes that can happen at a Wildcat. The cadence a little different. The McConnell Collision Center flag, and a little bit different than you're used to hearing.
That's a good point.
So McConnell Collision wants to remind you, don't make the wrong call after an accident. Call McConnell Collision Center. Home the invisible repair. Maybe you're driving to work early and hit a tree limb that's hanging down and bangs up your truck, or maybe your wife's truck. You gotta get a collision repaired. McConnell's our folks rolling out. Hurt Reader gonna keep it, dives, and he's got it.
He's a gamer. Nice little pat for the official, this kid.
And again, but his demeanor,
never changed.
Just the same. Watch it here. Wanted to throw it, but instead pulls it down. Good job by Randall.
Yeah, that's the punter, too. That's the fullback out there. He's just looking for somebody to block. And
Chandler Randall, as we see Hurt Reader for the first time tonight, and Frias on for the PAT.
He's not going to hurt you, Hurt Reader. You know, he's a player that can certainly win games at the high school level.
1:21 to go in the third. This one all Bobcats. Hurt Reader dives in for the score. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihas, and our great Friday Night Rivals crew all here. And that man, Eric Collier, and his team on top 21-0, scoreless after one. They led 14-0 at the half and eat up a huge part of the third quarter. And now a minute 21 to go. And they have the lead as Frias this way, and they call for a fair catch at the 24. So we were talking about overtime games earlier tonight, Dan Brennan. We said, okay, so Theodore played in a game that tied the longest overtime ever back in 1979.
Okay.
And they tied that. It was East Lawrence, and Lawrence did it in 2015. Any guess who they might have played?
Theodore.
Theodore played Murphy in the first one.
I got you. Yeah, they played Murphy. Can I give this a shot here?
Yeah, well, it's already too late. Blunt
Oh.
and Theodore.
My failing eyesight.
4 overtimes against Blunt, and then they come back the next week and go up against Murphy in a 7 overtime loss. 11 overtime periods, back-to-back weeks back in 1979.
Wow.
And you're right, it was like 1979. You're thinking high school playoffs, or football, not playoffs yet. Did they just
In
usually
overtime.
end it right?
Yeah.
As Howell fires up the sideline, but that one going to be incomplete. Yeah, just back in 2015, it was East Lawrence, and Lawrence also had a 7 overtime game. You know, the rain has just not been our friend here.
No, it's not.
This whole week here tonight, and now up here in our tinted booth is great for us, but the paper products in the booth have really probably go out with the refuge. There we get a good look at Dan and I up here in our great tent that our crew puts up. Let's be honest, though, they put the tent up to protect the equipment. It's not really for the talent.
It's first that occurred to me.
Yeah, we're going to protect that expensive equipment up there. Give out of the backfield. As Fernando Brown gets his first touch here tonight, and we're down to a minute to go, and Murphy 3rd and long yet again. We've said that a lot tonight.
This team, Theodore, really owning the line of scrimmage, starting to do it on offense. They've got that 21-0 lead with run, then play action, and maybe quarterback improvising a little bit, but also on defense. Line of scrimmage and the linebackers, and of course, you also got to give credit. Howell hasn't found anything downfield.
You know, Murphy uses a lot of time offensively as well. As you see, you know, Howell comes over to the sidelines a lot to get the play and then heads back in, usually around the 15-second mark. And now 3rd and long, rolling out pressure from the edge. Howell trying to get up the near sideline, and he'll step out of bounds at the 30 because he had 3 Bobcats there with him, and
including one named Collier.
Nowhere to go. Collier started on the right side of the field at linebacker, came around the right edge and chased him all the way around. And he steps out of bounds at the 31. And if you're Rico Jackson, are you already thinking, all right, we're late here? They don't have to snap it. Well, they actually will, because the clock has stopped when he stepped out of bounds. The play clock at 10. And they're going to go for it at their own 31. This might be a game-changing play. Fired to the sticks.
Wow.
But they got it. Went on the far side. You go to Tanaka Scott, your most trusted receiver, and that is a huge conversion.
Yeah.
Because you turn it back over there, 30-yard line, you're kind of saying, hey.
Scott, an outstanding wide receiver and 6'4", so making the catch was elementary. What he had to do now was get that extra yardage, and he does. He turns it up.
And Howell gave him enough room to make the catch and the first down. So Murphy with the ball, but they're down 3 scores. They need to put up some points here in the 4th. 7A Region 1 battle tonight here on Friday Night Rivals. Ready to start the 4th quarter. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihas in the truck. Carl Kihas watching online tonight in Kansas City. Doesn't miss a game. 3rd down. Dumps it out of the backfield and able to. Howell now holds it, did not dump it off, kept it himself, and it's going to get up to the 46.
Is that why Jared Kihas loves the Chiefs and the Royals more than he loves his own dog?
No, that's not. That's necessarily. He does like them a lot, though.
He does. He's got their logos everywhere. It's not like the Chiefs didn't play well last year.
Second, correct myself here. Now they got the scoreboard working back here, and correct. 2nd and 2. Johnson
You know, if they could run it a little bit, Jim, and not put everything in Howell's hands, but they really have not established the run against Theodore all night.
Good to see Boyce back out there on the offensive side as well as he left the game and came back out here 3rd and a yard as we're a minute into the 4th. Alex Howell had a big game through the air last week, but really has not had much of an opportunity to make big downfield play. Did miss on a big one here. Had receiver drop one in the first half where he had a chance.
True. You know, they've also had weeks where Ferris Wheeler had big nights at running back, and that we could see with Theodore, that opens everything up.
Going to keep this one, and he's going to lose yardage. Tried to go on the left side, and Sheldon Russ in the backfield to break that one up for the Bobcats.
Big linebacker right there. He just...
Big but moves well.
Yeah, he just sat him down and said, nope. And, of course, Murphy, nothing to lose now.
Yeah, now it's going to be 4th and almost 2. And Murphy going to take their first time out. Here, they really... Sounds like they're going to kind of bring in all of the biggest linemen, offensive, defensive side here to try to get this long. It's actually 4th and 2. Here's Murphy's schedule. We saw the start of the forfeit win. Then they went at Foley, won at Davidson, beat Mary G, and now they're coming into the heart of their schedule. Theodore tonight, at McGill next week, and Baker 2-1 in the region. Still have to play Daphne and go on the road at Fairhope to close things out. So really getting to the challenging part of this 7A Region 1 schedule.
Yeah, and Bryan is a big rival game because those schools are not far away. A lot of those kids played ball against each other growing up, and Bryan's playing better football this year, so even that one won't be a night off. Yeah, they've got a lot of big games coming up. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Murphy.
Yep.
My bad, yeah.
And here's
Theodore.
Yeah, they beat Bryan a few weeks back, and they're off next week. Davidson, Fairhope, LaFleur, Foley, and MGM. So they get through this week kind of through the meaty part of their 7A region battle. Tough trip over to Fairhope, but past that, it's not a lot of teams that may be in their class thus far. So 4th and 2 was their movement before the snap. As they get this one, it was going to depend on the spot. Very close, Tanaka Scott. I think there might have been some movement, but there was no flag, and I think he's going to have it. He does have it. It's a big conversion there. Second one on this drive. They go direct snap to Scott. It's a big hit. Dem Jones, the sophomore linebacker.
The end of these plays tonight have been rather abrupt.
Yes.
I mean, from the start to right now.
2 4th down conversions on this drive. For the Panthers, direct snap again, and now bouncing to the outside, inside the 40, 30, still on his feet, all the way inside the 10. Murphy changing it up. Rashawn Kidd, we talked about the linebacker. They bring him in.
Yeah, we did. We sized him up in the first half, said, man, that's a good-looking athlete right there, and look at him go, and watch him deliver right here. Oh, man.
Don't often use your starting middle linebacker on the direct snap.
You do when he runs like that.
And usually you see it, all right, we'll do that in a short yardage situation.
Yeah.
But nope, instead they just looking for a spark, get something changed around here. And Kidd.
That works so well, they're going to keep him in there.
212 pounds and flip this one off. Cut back inside the 5 and down to about the 2. Deshaun Brooks starts at cornerback. They bring him over here. It's just like all the defensive, talented guys over here. Their offense has really just struggled.
It stalled out, so they're bringing over guys that are really good athletes and saying they can do this too.
Kidd wants to keep it. Good pressure there, and Brandon Jones, the junior linebacker, came in to make the stop. So 3rd and goal coming up.
Swallowed up by that Theodore defense. That's pretty much what Theodore has done most of the night. They've negated any Murphy running. Left it in Howell's hands to try and make plays through the air. And let's see how Murphy approaches this. Obviously, they've got 4 downs, 2 more to go to get this thing in.
Bryant had lost his shoe on that one. Keeps the shoot, gets the snap, and breaks the tackle. He's in for the Panther touchdown.
Yeah, you're trying to bring down a man right there, and he says no.
Can't hit him up high, and bounced off the tackler. And Rashawn Kidd Bryant in with the score, and now Panthers will try to cut it to a 14-point game here. Watch it try to go up top, and
man.
And Jones, the sophomore linebacker versus linebacker there, kind of bounced off, and Kidd has the score, and something Murphy desperately needed with just 7:44 left in this one. Oh, Edie Bingy pulls that one to the right side. So it's 21-6, just inside 8 minutes to go, but Bryant Kidd has the Panthers on the board. .744 to go, and Murphy on the board. Rico Jackson goes for it, his own 31 in that drive. On 4th down, go for it again. They get it, but really changed around when they brought Rashawn Kidd Bryant over. Well, they went for it on 4th down, put Tanaka Scott at the Wildcat position, direct snap to him. That converted the 4th down, one of the 4th downs on that drive, and then Rashawn Kidd Bryant, he looks like no nonsense as well.
Man, when he got around the corner, that was one thing, a kid that size with that speed. But when there was the collision at the 10-yard line, and he was a TKO winner, you're like, okay, nobody to mess with here.
And now he's going to be even more angry going back out there on defense. Short kick to the near side.
He might make the tackle on ooh, that was a big collision. That was him right there.
Yep, Quinney at the 22. We got 2 players down. Quinney still on his feet across midfield. Raheem Quinney all the way inside the 35, the market at the 36, and a big collision down at the other end. That was Jameel Richardson
and Kidd Bryant.
Was that or was it Williams? I think it was 9.
Oh, okay.
It was 9, not 8.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see it coming. Yeah,
right here. Wow.
They both went down and were slow to get up, but then they both jumped to their feet and made it to their respective sidelines. But
it was good to see at the very end. Now you got 7 minutes and 31 seconds, and Theodore's they've got Murphy on a yo-yo string right now because they keep on running it, and anytime they want to just get cute with the play action, they've been good at it.
Yeah. So Quinney with a great return, and up the middle is Richardson.
Credit to the guys up front, Payne and Kyles and Timms, Johnson. They're doing their job.
Murphy's used a timeout here in the second half, so they have 2 remaining. So we move toward 7 minutes, and second and 7's going to become 2nd and 2 as the Panthers jump too soon, and that McConnell Collision Center flag.
All that money invested in the microphone, but
a lot of effort to flip a switch on.
Yeah, on and off,
Yeah.
just like a light switch.
Just like it.
Pretty elementary.
We've all had a long week.
Yeah, I guess we have.
2nd and a long, we'll call it 2. Long 1, short 2. Hurt Reader looking, and his receiver fell down. There was some feet getting tangled up there, but football play, and Brooks was back there as they were looking again for Harper.
How about the call?
Yeah.
Going for the throat here. He had some safety help, so it wasn't a complete one-on-one. It was just, I believe, just one receiver out on the route. So they tried to make it look as much like a run as they could, and then we're going to see if they could surprise Murphy again. And Murphy was up to the task.
Brooks still down, and wasn't a collision. He kind of just fell awkwardly as that pass was coming toward Harper. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Boy, hats off to, you talked about the power people that are here, and also the ones that have come many miles to help out, and all of the first responders, and everything that law enforcement is doing right now. I mean, the duties change after something like that. How many was it? 4,200 trees down in Baldwin County?
Yeah, that's just for Baldwin EMC. So either trees on lines or uprooted tree.
Wow.
Sometimes they uproot and they pull the underground utilities as well. And
so you got to take care of the trees. You got to take care of the roads. You got to take care of public safety in general.
Yeah, they still tend to. Brooks here looks like he's going to get up after a lengthy stay down.
You know, talked to Huey Hoss-Mack, sheriff of Baldwin County, this morning on Mobile Mornings on FM Talk 106.5, and those jobs are really tough on a normal day. And you throw that on top. I can't even imagine how you sort it out and try to help a community get back and at it.
And everybody that the local people, local law enforcement, first responders that are dealing with that, they're also dealing with the same things at their house that we are.
Right.
You know, power damage, flooding. You do see the best in the community after an event like this.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
No doubt about that. So 3rd and 2 here for the Bobcats after they took a shot. Downfield on 2nd and short. Give up the middle to Rogers and pushes the pile, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down. He's battling there with Nettles.
There's the matchup you were looking for.
540 pounds
of
one-on-one matchups.
Collision, yeah.
So they're going to mark him just a little short, Dan. I was looking at the spot on the far side, and I thought the official ran in like he had it easily on, but Nettles stopped the momentum there of Rogers, and now it's 4th and 1. Inside 6 minutes to go, and they load up the backfield.
Murphy loads up the line.
Hertberger gives it up. Rogers on the left side. And no doubt about this one as he's inside the 20.
But what a weapon on any short yardage situation when you got a Rogers who's a kind of a patient back for a guy that big, but when he decides to go north and south, he's bringing about 230 pounds with him, and this point of the game, that's always a big advantage.
Again, coming back from a scary injury in week 1.
Yeah.
And now we approach 5 minutes to go.
Now you got a complete power set right here. You're just running.
Richardson to the outside. 1st and goal coming up from the 2. How about that run?
Yeah, and I think also Murphy a little bit tired. Really not tackling like they were earlier in the game, and I don't think this is as effective a run in the 1st or 2nd quarter. Boy, they had some good blocking too, but
it is a bit of a cumulative effect, is it?
It is, and the blocking was pretty solid. The tackling was not. And
Sheldon Russ, they bring over from linebacker, put him at blocking back.
Yep, there he is, big number 8.
And now
it's a power set, basically two fullbacks.
Reader gives it off. Richardson walks in on the left side, and Bobcats may have just salted this one away after they got down deep last time and turned it over near the goal line on an interception, but this time they punch it in and expand the lead to 27-6. Miguel Frias on for the PAT and try to stay perfect on the night. Perfect. Just like Fusakli's for a pregame meal for our crew. And he puts it right there. Frias.
He snacked on a handful of fries.
It's a pregame ritual for you, Dan Brennan.
It is.
28-6. Richardson with the TD. And the Bobcats with control. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihos down on the truck, and our great Friday Night Rivals crew here from UTV 44 watching a 7A battle here tonight. Theodore on top 28-6. They've been in control, I'd say, after the first quarter. Scoreless, jumped up to a 14-0 lead there at the half, and they've really been in control of this one most of the night. And now with 4 minutes left, we'll see what Murphy tries to do offensively here. So it'll be at the 17. One of our great partners here on Friday Night Rivals. Citron Injury Attorneys, giving away that $5,000 scholarship to one of our Scholastic athletes that we highlight each week here on Friday Night Rivals, and McConnell Collision Center. Being a part of high school football again here on Friday nights. And Eric Collier looks on here. Boy, he's got to be pleased at the way his team's played tonight, in all phases of the game, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Not just a win, not just a W at the end of the night, but the way they played, exactly the way he would plan it out.
Kirsten Rogers
playing a little defense.
Coming over on the defensive side. Linebackers kind of showcasing all over the field here tonight.
Have you noticed?
How gets it out of the backfield to Johnson, who slips a tackle and then takes a big hit out at the 25-yard line.
That's how Murphy started the game. Quick swing passes. Yeah. Do it this way, do it that way. Lots of times the teams will do that with a good defensive unit trying to wear them out, just even if you don't gain a lot of yards. Kind of went away from it after the first period, and Howell was looking more to make plays downfield, and they just weren't there. And if he had a shot at one of them, it was close to 6, but not completed.
Quickly out to the far side. Again, Joshua Reynolds with his first catch tonight. 3rd and short. Coming up here as the clock winds down inside 3.5.
Tough night for Howell. He's had some good weeks this year. They're undefeated coming into this game, but tonight, not his night. They just met their match in the Theodore defense.
Blitz coming from Collier on the edge, but
wow.
Khalil Johnson able to pick up the first down. I think we're also seeing Murphy probably tested with a quality opponent that been a big step up from what they'd seen in the first 3 weeks. They had the forfeit in week 1, so the last 3 weeks it's been a bit of a change. Foley, Davidson, and Mary G. not in the
this was
category of Theodore.
No doubt, and we can see that clearly tonight. We haven't seen those teams play, but Theodore traditionally is a pretty good football team, and this year's team looks solid.
Howell steps up in the pocket looking to throw for Scott in the middle of the field, and he's got him at the 35 and is down to the 31. 47-yard pickup.
Good looking throw. Scott able to get behind the defense at 6'4". It's not like you didn't see him.
Biggest play of the night offensively.
Great throw. Wow.
Scott's a huge target. 1st and 10 from the 31. Inside 2 minutes now. Howell wants to keep it scrambling. Dragged down from behind, and Murphy going. See if they can hurry and go no huddle here and kind of pick things up. So we're down to 1:40 to go. They have 2 timeouts. Howell looking, wants Scott. Scott makes a move on the ball and then was well covered and tried to cut it back to the outside, but swatted away by Jordan Casher, the sophomore, who's got a pick in the game here tonight.
He did. Had a pick down by the goal line.
It's a tough assignment. 5'10" there going up against the 6'4" Scott, but stayed with him, and he had a better look at the ball than Scott did.
He did.
3rd and 5. Now here with 1:28, complete pass to stop the clock, so that helps Murphy.
There's a young man named Casher who's a big prospect safety at Blunt this year.
Howell avoids the rush. Out to the right, has some room if he wants to run it. Instead, fires to the back of the end zone and through the hands of Reynolds. Howell may have been able to scramble up there for the first down up the right side, but was trying to get the 7. I think the points more needed a first down right at this point, so trying to make a play to keep this one alive. Now 4th down. Howell back out here for another 4th down attempt for the Panthers. Scott to the bottom of the screen. Howell looking his way, fires it, and he's got it. He's got the first down.
Another nice throw by Howell. He's got the arm.
Knew who he wanted to go to, and
oof. Put that on a rope.
Down to a minute left in this one. And a McConnell Collision Center flag over on the far side.
So what's the plan going forward, Jim? Especially, I mean, let's talk about the situation in Baldwin County with the schools, with the destruction, obviously. High school football is in mid-season just about, and I don't know what they're going to do going forward.
You know, it's not when 12 men on the field for the Bobcats, but now the clock gets started again. Howell, delayed handoff, gives it to Johnson, and Johnson up the left side, still on his feet, trying to get to the goal line. We'll get down to the 2. I'll stop the clock momentarily. You know, think about some school, you know, like are all the students, I know you got virtual, but like some, can you get physically to the school by next week? You know, they're still clearing trees and roads, especially, you know, Foley,
Orange Beach
for sure. Orange Beach is doing a little better, I think, but you get Alberta and
you get the Gulf Shores, Alberta, Robertsdale,
all those places. They're so
Fairhope and Daphne.
Yeah, and then you got
fair amount of damage there, right?
Fairhope with a lot of damage, and it's just and are the students, are they ready? I mean, they're dealing with like everything else. A lot of them no power at their house and those things more. Fine partners here on Friday Night Rivals as we're close to wrapping this one up here tonight. Greer's, they've been trying to get open and trying to help everybody as quickly as they can after this Hurricane Sally challenge that we're all facing, and people are going to need some new furniture, especially in Baldwin County as well. Damage with water coming in and flooding. Barrow Fine Furniture can help out, and thank them for being here on Friday Night Rivals.
Sure, these businesses are being very sensitive to the situation everybody's in, too.
Yep. Thank you to Fusakli's. Keep the Foo in football. You do a great job every night, as we mentioned earlier. And Herc Reynolds, Fusakli's, and BLP Mobile Paints. Proud to be a part of Friday Night Rivals as well here. 1st and goal with 34 seconds left. They bring back in Kid Bryant, the linebacker / Wildcat quarterback. Gets dragged down by Jones. Jones took that big hit from him on that last touchdown. And now Murphy will take one of their final 2 timeouts, and 2nd and goal coming up. But their biggest enemy right now is in the bottom right-hand corner of your TV screen. That 23 seconds on the clock.
No surprise to see Kid Bryant back in the game in this situation. He passed his audition in the first time he had it earlier this period.
Oh, and it kind of changed the momentum of the game on that drive, and you can see how it could really change things up in games for this Murphy team. Because like I said, sometimes you'll see a big linebacker like that come in when it's a short yard situation or you're down inside the 5, but he was out near midfield. Yep, march him down the field. Could probably throw it as well. Probably throw it in if you had to. Just saying, when you're a great athlete like that, you can do it all.
I mean, that's a great point.
No idea what that would be like to have that skill set.
We've seen it, though.
As we look at Sean Kid Bryant, their 2nd and goal. Scott in motion. Kid Bryant going to keep it and get stopped on that one. This time it's Brandon Jones in there, and Coach Jackson trying to. Is he going to try to? I don't know if he's going to try to get a timeout, or they're going to get the snap in here. Low snap, and Kid Bryant wasn't ready for it, and that one just kind of sums up Murphy's night.
Yep. And Theodore's, and that guy's right there.
Yep. No shaking hands because of the pandemic that we're in, but. So you see the great respect those two coaches have for one another, as we'll wait for Coach Collier and hear his words of wisdom at the end of this broadcast as his team stays unbeaten in region play with a big win here tonight against a Murphy team who had come in unbeaten.
Eric Collier was in a pretty good mood at halftime, and the job was only halfway done. So he should be rather jubilant now. It was kind of funny, Jim, because we were talking to him. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. He was almost joking about the way his team looks like one from a few decades ago.
Yeah, he's
whatever works.
Got a great disposition always
with
us, and his players love him, and he's down on the field. Coach Collier, boy, a huge region win here tonight, and all 3 phases of your team, you got to be really happy the way they played out there here tonight.
Yeah, I thought we played really well. Kids got after it. Great ball game. Rico and them do a great job over there. Their kids are ready. They had some turnovers early in the ball game. And we took advantage of that. And honestly, that's probably the biggest difference in the game is the turnovers.
Hey, Eric, this is Dan Brennan. We were smiling on the field before the game. They had to pry me out of there to get back to the press box. We were having such a good time.
We were. I enjoy those moments.
But what's funny is that you were kidding, like, almost kind of needling yourself, like, yeah, we look like we're from 1984. Well, 1984 wins again. You guys just keep doing what you do.
Well, that's what we believe in. That's what our community, our community is a hard-nosed community. And they play, our kids are going to play hard. They're going to be tough, hard-nosed kids. That's what I identify with. I'll be honest with you. That's the thing I love about Theodore is our kids will get after your butt.
Well, we saw that all night. And, also saw depth. Like, you've got depth on this team. You've got players that can come in offensively and defensively that can really make plays to control a football game. We saw that tonight.
Well, guys, the one thing we've fought the last few years is trying to get out of first round. And we're trying to do some things different this year to eliminate that. So hope and pray we can get in the playoffs and get past the first round and make a run. Yeah. And we're trying to address those things right now. And it's all about us being patient and having kids develop down the road.
All right, you're in a great spot, doing a great job in 7A Region 1. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. Stay safe and enjoy your off week next week as well.
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, thanks, Coach Kyle. Congratulations on the win. What a win for the Bobcats. Knock off Theodore. Theodore knocks off Murphy, one of their rivals, and Kurt Reader down there getting a picture with a young fan from Theodore. Cool? We'll come back, wrap things up from Ladd right after this. Big win for the Bobcats tonight on Friday Night Rivals. Theodore stays perfect in region play, 4-1 now on the year. Murphy, their first loss of the year, they're 4-1, now 3-1 in the region. And, Dan Brennan, just this felt like Theodore was in control the whole night here tonight.
Yeah, I think they were. And they were able to really control the line of scrimmage. Once they got that running game going, they were able to then play action off of it, and the playbook was wide open. But Eric Collier, he may have a wide open playbook, but on good nights, his playbook consists of about 9 plays, maybe tops. So when they're doing things right, they're doing things simplistically, and they're winning football games. I think that's what we saw.
And that defense frustrated Murphy all night, forced 3 turnovers in the first half, and they just never gave Murphy a chance to get their skill players really on track in any kind of rhythm offensively.
I think Eric Collier hit it. Yeah, they've got good athletes for sure, but they have kids that really give a lot of effort. We saw that on the defensive line, big guys who gave great effort, and they're very talented. And if they have the will to win, they're going to win a lot of games.
And impressive performance here tonight. Our Herc Reynolds Pro Solutions Player of the Game nominees, and they're all from the Theodore side. Malik Kennedy had the big touchdown in the first half, had the big 4th down reception as well. Landon Hurtreader, the quarterback, who played so well. Great decision-making here tonight. And T.J. Richardson out of the backfield, their leading rusher, coming in and had another big night here to help lead the Bobcats to the victory as they roll easily over Theodore, as the final score indicates 28-6. And they get an off week this week, and now Theodore's going to enjoy that a little bit, and Murphy's got to bounce back and try to find a way to regroup as they have more scheduled challenges coming here in 7A. So that'll do it for another Friday Night Rivals. We got to it. Again, it's been a challenge each week with everything we're facing, but tonight Hurricane Sally is gone, and Friday Night Rivals returned, and the Bobcats from Theodore. Big winners here tonight in the 7A Region 1 matchup. For Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox, Jared Kihas in the truck, and our great Friday Night Rivals. Good night from Ladd, where the Bobcats stay perfect in Region play.